How does the same artist who built classics off the power of wordplay turn around and tell this generation that words don't matter?
And how to, but they don't really need to know how to read.
Wait, stop. Wait,
I ain't gonna say that. I say that. I say that.
Juelz Santana report to the dean's office immediately, because saying the kids don't need to know how to read, man, that's dangerous, especially coming from you.
Start teaching our kids though, just financial wealth and literacy and all that shit early, because by the time they get to 9th grade, they should be just learning how to start businesses and how to. But they don't really need to know how to read.
Wait, stop.
I ain't gonna say that. I say that respectfully. I'm not saying that in a way to be illiterate, because you're not supposed to be illiterate, but you can.
What's more important, reading or math?
Math. Told you. Math. I think you could listen to a book on YouTube. You can still obtain the information. And you don't have to know how to read. That's not reading and understanding. I believe common sense is better than everything.
As somebody who sits in a school every day and watches kids fail, not because they're dumb, but because they can't decode words on a page, nah, we not letting that slide, bro. What's up, team? It's Coach, and this is Unfiltered. Do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. It helps grow the show and help us reach more people. All right. Juelz Santana. Some of y'all may be old enough to remember this guy. Some of y'all may not, but used to be a huge rapper with a group called the Diplomats, or the Dipset. Juelz Santana had the internet buzzing this week because he said kids don't need to know how to read anymore. Listen, I respect Juelz as an artist, but this take right here, this one ain't it, y'all. And the problem is, he said it so confidently. And then he got his guy right over there hyping him up like, I told you, like he just spit gospel truth. And some kids will hear that and believe it. That's what's so scary about this. I listen to kids every day try to tell me about how the world is changing and how they don't need this and how they don't need that. But reading, let me take y'all into my world. I'm in the high school every day. I'm in the trenches. And I'm telling you, our kids need literacy, not just for school, but for life. Every single day, I see students who struggle with reading instructions, completing assignments, writing basic statements, struggling to understand printed information. Here's the real part nobody wants to talk about. When a kid can't read, school becomes embarrassing and they start to act out. Not being able to read leads to behavior problems, truancy, suspensions, fighting, low confidence, and of course, eventually they drop out. Reading isn't old school, it's not outdated, it's not optional, it's survival. As a former criminal defense attorney, let me keep it real with you. I've seen people lose their freedom because they signed things that they didn't understand, plain and simple. Reading protects you from being misled, manipulated, or exploited. Reading also equals safety. Kids who can't read have to trust whatever someone tells them, and not everyone deserves that trust. Now, I'm going to share with you a personal story. I obviously know how to read, but one of the times when I felt illiterate was when I traveled to Hong Kong. See, I've traveled all over the world. I studied French, I studied Spanish in school, and you can sort of get by on high school French or high school Spanish because you kind of understand the words. But when you're in Asia and you can't even read street signs, can't even read a menu, that's a different type of helpless feeling, you know. And you got apps. Juelz Santana said you got apps and stuff that can replace that. Now, I had Google Translate. I had all type of apps on my phone that I could use, but being able to just turn and look at something and understand what you were looking at or understand where you were going or speak to someone quickly to ask for directions or ask for help, not being able to do that is a helpless feeling. So when you can't read another language, you feel helpless. Imagine a kid that can't even read English and it's supposed to be their first language. Now, here's the truth. Celebrities get this wrong all the time. They live a different life. They have lawyers, agents, managers, publicists, whole teams of people who read everything for them. A rapper can say reading ain't important because somebody else does the reading for him. But our kids in Gary, kids in the hood, kids with no safety net or no team, no entourage, no handlers, they're on their own. And when a kid from the hood hears reading doesn't matter, that's a setback that they might not be able to recover from. People keep saying, AI will read it to you. Let me break that down. AI, or artificial intelligence, helps people who already know how to read. If you can't comprehend, AI won't save you. AI can't read between the lines. It can't catch loopholes. It can't interpret contracts, understand tone, build arguments, or replace critical thinking. Technology can amplify skills. It doesn't cover up a lack of them. Hip-hop absolutely shapes our culture, and artists have influence. Kids listen to celebrities. So when that influence spreads a dangerous message, we got to call it out. Not out of disrespect, out of responsibility. Because while a celebrity like Juelz Santana, he can recover from this horrible take, but a kid might not be able to recover from believing what he said was true. Here's the message we need to give our young people. Reading is the ultimate cheat code. It opens doors, it protects you, it gives you options. It can create income, it builds confidence, it changes families, it changes communities. Reading is power. Ask yourself, if reading wasn't that important, why were they willing to kill our ancestors for even attempting to learn how to read? Parents, we got to go old school. We got to bring it back. We have to sit down with our kids and read with them. 10 minutes, 15 minutes a day. When they come home from school, they need to open up a book, old school. Make reading normal. Make reading a lifestyle. Make it an expectation. And to the culture, we got to stop glorifying ignorance. We can't let dangerous messages go unchallenged. Kids deserve the truth, not sound bites. At the end of the day, I'm not mad at Juelz Santana. He gave us classics. Dipset shaped an era of hip-hop. But this one hurts the kids who need literacy the most, because the world is run by readers. The money moves through readers, and the power belongs to people who understand the words everybody else overlooks. This has been Unfiltered. Subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Share this with somebody who needs to hear it. And as always, peace.